What's up, Scrappy Peeps? It's Adele from Inkie Quill, and I'm here with an up-close and personal video for you today. Now, this one is a tool that I have had for a while, but I really haven't used it as much as I should. So today I'm talking about the fuse tool. Here it is. Look at it in all its splendor. So a fuse tool is made by, okay, before I start, I'm going to tell you what not to do. Don't accidentally put down your fuse tool on plastic, even just for a minute. Doesn't like it. And now there's burning plastic, and that's why it's smoking a little bit. But we'll just ignore the burning plastic fumes for a moment. Just be sensible and don't put it on two plastic sleeves. It just fell, it slipped, and there's a nice little hole in that one now. Anyway, the fuse tool is essentially a plastic fusing device. So you plug it in, it heats up, and you can use it to melt together two plastic surfaces. So it comes with this, in my opinion, silly stand, because it doesn't sit on there. Like I can't get it to work. So I think this is the Australian version, which is different than the American version. It looks different. Why? I don't understand. But they had a different stand that actually looked like it might do something, but this, I can't make that work, which is why we have problems like this. So it comes with that, and it comes with this ruler, which I don't like, but you can just use any metal ruler. Essentially, you're meant to run it through there. I find that I can't get enough pressure that way. So I often just use the side of this or just my normal metal ruler. So I really do enjoy this tool. I think we've all seen on Pinterest the millions of shaker pockets that you can make, which is what most people use it for. I'm actually going to do a follow-up video of this using it to manipulate some page protectors. So stay tuned for, I think that video might be next week. But what we're going to do today is we're going to use the fuse tool, lightly set it down. There we go. This is a cookie, this is a like a baking tray, so it's not going to burn on there. Stay. What we're going to do is we're going to make these darling little tags. How cute. Hang on, let me focus it. How freaking adorable is that? These little gift tags that you can attach to little presents. So I've made a few different examples. So this one's just a simple rectangle. Then you can do a letter. I chose L because it's easy, because Aaron's little brother Liam has a birthday coming up, so I'll save this up for him. So you could do letters, you could do numbers, like this one here, and you don't have to add fancy little things there. I just did because I could. And the one I'm going to show you today is this little flag one, which I think is really sweet. So I'll tell you what you need to begin this little project with me. It's pretty simple. You can use scraps. That's what I did. There's one page protector that I really, let me focus you. There you go. There's one page protector, let me just grab it, that I really don't like. So if you haven't heard, I'm doing 9x12 for my Project Life this year, and every time I buy the mix packs or an album, they come with these square ones, and I don't take that many square photos, and it annoys me because I have to cut down my cards, and I don't like these page protectors, so I've decided to use one of them and chop it up. But you could just use a plastic sleeve. You could use, maybe you've cut a page down to be an insert and you've got some leftover bits. You could use that as well. So all I'm going to do is get my scissors, which have disappeared, of course, because the camera's gone on. So I get another pair of scissors, and I'm just going to cut off a section. Just like so. Now you can see this one has already got three sides fused because of the way that it was in the configuration of the page protector. So you can use that to your advantage. If I wanted to, I could just seal it across and have like a square shaped tag. That would be the easiest option. But I don't do things easy, do I? So I'm going to make it a little bit thinner so that it's about the same size as this one here. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop off one side. Now I'm just going to check. That one's cut very close and I don't trust it. So what I'm going to do is just trim that one a little bit. And I really do recommend that if you're going to give this a try, don't expect your first one to work out well. That's why I did those off camera. Your first one might come unstuck. Now, here is my first tip. When using the fuse tool, the instructions say to plug it in for like, I don't know, I think it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. No. That doesn't work. I plugged mine in for at least half an hour before using it because otherwise you seal it and then it just pulls apart again. So I've only had luck with about half hour of preheating before I use it. It's up to you. Give it a try. See if it works for you. It could be user error. I am a little bit so inclined when it comes to tools too. Alright, my camera just very rudely cut me off there, which was a little bit rude of it. So I don't remember what I was up to because then my camera had to delete all the files and things, but I'm going to use this to my advantage and I'm going to actually, I usually do 2 seal lines, if that makes sense, because I'm just a bit untrusting with it. So all I'm going to do is grab my metal ruler. There's already one done here. So I'm just going to do another one and I hold it like this so I can put down pressure with my pointer finger and very slowly I'm just going to run it along like that, and you have to do it on a heat-proof surface. So I've seen people use glass cutting boards. I just used, this was an old cake pan that had rusted, the top had rusted, and this was the bottom of it, so I just used that. You can use, I think We Are Memory Keepers actually makes proper glass cutting boards, but you don't really need those. And there you go. It's sealed, so can see this. Come on, focus camera. Of course, you can hear Frida if you're familiar with her antics that she usually does while I film. She's currently biting a box, which is really helpful. So that's the actual packet one, and then you can see next to it is my one. And now I'm going to do this side. Focus again. So same thing, I'm just going to put the ruler down and then just nice and slowly with some, I do put a fair amount of pressure on it. I find that it helps. And there's that side done. So I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to start with the outer side, pushing down and then move it over slightly and do the next one. You don't have to do 2. I like to. I think it looks pretty as well. And just if I'm giving it to someone and I'm putting sequins in it, I'm just a bit wary of whether it will work. Now, where are you going to go, mister? There you go. All right, so now we have something that looks like this. But I want it to be in a flag shape like that one. So I'm going to use my handy dandy giant scissors. And to make my flag shape, I'm just going to cut in the centre as high as I want my flag to go, my little point bit, and then just come in from either side. That's the easiest way to cut a flag tip. Perfect. Now, I discovered an easy way for getting the sequins in here because it is sometimes hard to open it and juggle it while you put sequins in, and it can be a bit of a pain. So I just got a piece of paper, rolled it in kind of a funnel shape. Now be warned, the first time I tried this, I left the sticky part of the post-it note open, so all the sequins stuck to it. Don't do that, guys. Fold the sticky part over, and I'm just going to shove that in there, and you've got your very own funnel. So these are the sequins that I have picked. I don't have a lot of sequins actually. I just kind of went to my stash. It's a good thing to have a mix between big ones and some little ones as well. Now you're ready for this fail? That's not going to work. So I'm just going to pick them up. There's probably easier ways to do this. If you have them in a packet, it's probably easier just to tip in the packet, but that's okay. So I went for kind of, you can go for different colour themes. You could even make these themes. So you could make some brilliant like Halloween shaker pockets or tags, or you could do Christmas tags with all Christmas little sequins and things. I get most of my sequins from the $2 shop. I don't know, is that an Australian thing? Do we call our cheap shops $2 shops? Not that everything's $2, very opposite. But what do you call them in other parts of the world? Do you call them cheap shops? Or I've heard on some UK ladies' YouTubes that they call them the pound shop, like a pound, not the weight, the coin. Is pound a coin or is pound a note? I am so not worldly. Oh, yes. But we call them $2 shops. That's where I usually get mine from, because sometimes sequins cost an absolute fortune. Have you been on Etsy recently and looked for sequins? My gosh, sometimes they're very, very expensive, ridiculously so. I'm just going to pick up these little stragglers that have tried to wander away. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera. I just realised the camera is connected to the desk and the desk is shaking. Thus, the camera is shaking. All right. I've probably forgotten some, but that's okay. And then you kind of just shake them out. And there you go. So I try not... Oh, it's got a poppet hair in it. and I just put the sequins everywhere. All right, that's okay. Then we pick up the sequins again. Once you've got a few sequins in here, the pouch does tend to stay more open than when it started off, which is handy for when you do mistakes like that. All right, so there is my little pouch, which is really cute. And now to add a bit of an extra, oh, I'll hold it up for you to see. There you go. Now to add a bit of an extra detail, what I'm going to do is just grab some, this is my new favourite cardstock. It's Basil Marshmallow, and I get, a lot of people have asked where I get it from. I get mine from Scrapbooking from Scratch in a 12 by 12 size. It's incredible. This cardstock is thick and it's so much better than the American Crafts one. So much nicer. So all I'm going to do is, in my scripty font, I might write happy birthday. So this pen, as I'm sure someone will ask me about this pen, it's my new favourite pen. It's a Copic Multiliner 0.1 and I love it. It's actually Aaron's. I may have stolen it. He may not have realised yet. Did you guys just hear that? Aaron in the background just went really flatly, I have. I don't think he's very impressed that I may have stolen it. So what you can do is when you cut this part out, you can cut it into like a tag, like a, sorry, little point as well. Like this one. You could do like a little flag end. I'm going to, I didn't think of doing that before I wrote it, so there's not enough room on that side, but I am just going to do it on that side. Because why not? Come on, giant scissors, you can do it. There you go. And there is my little happy birthday little message. Aww. So you could put anything in there. You could put two, like the person's name, if you know who you're making it for. I don't know who I'm making these for, so I'm just going to put happy birthday. And when I put it in, I'm kind of going to slide it on top of those big sequins. It may get covered. That's just the nature of the beast, but yeah, you can do it like that. You can put glitter in these, but just be careful when you put glitter in. It does change the glitter can statically stick to everything and you might not be able to see it. So I don't put glitter in my shaker pockets, but it is an option for you if you'd like to. And then all you do to seal it is I like to put my ruler on this side so that it kind of closes it shut. Make sure that it's kind of even, and I'm just going to go down and then do another one next to it to make it look pretty and just to give it that bit of extra security. You can go over it twice. I probably wouldn't go over it more than twice. Once is enough. Line it up. And I'm applying that pressure using my pointer finger here. So pressing down. And another one. And then I did kind of stuff it up in the middle, so I'm just going to do that. And there you go. Now, the next part is the hole. So call me anxious, but I'm just worried of sequins going everywhere. So what I did for these ones, you can probably see it best on, which one? This one. What I did is I just put a little bit across and then punched my hole in the corner there, because that way none of these tiny sequins can fall out the hole. So I think what I'm going to do is the same thing. So I'm just going to do a diagonal little piece of fusing, and I'm just going to go in between the inner lines, if that makes sense, just to make it a bit pretty. So I might zoom you in while I do this so you can see what happens. Woo! Wow, we're really close now. All right, there you go. So all I do is I put my ruler on that side. I figure that's about enough space for a hole. Hold my ruler down, apply my pressure with my pointer finger, nice and slow, and presto, whoops, I'm done. And then I'm just going to grab a one hole punch. I grabbed this from my $2 shop. It was $2 actually, for once. A lot of things at $2 shops aren't $2, but this one was, and it's going blunt. And I'm just going to punch my little hole, and then let's see if we can make this a little bit cute. Let's see. I'm going to grab some baker's twine. You could use ribbon, raffia, string, fibery looking things, whatever you like. Actually, I might use that. Use things sitting on your tabletop. You don't know where you got them from. There we go. Is that going to be too short? No, it's kind of cute. All right, so I usually just loop it over in half, put the ends through, and that one. This one just wants to bend its own way, like that. And then I just tuck those bits in. And loop it around like so. Just going to trim those black ones a little bit, like that. Now you could leave it like that. That's really cute. But of course it's me, and I don't leave anything alone like that. So I'm going to put this really cute little bunny girl on there. And I'm going to use my hot glue gun. Now be careful. Hot and plastic don't always mix. We've seen this in previous examples. So I'm going to work out that I kind of only need the hot glue on like that side of her. So... and this hot glue gun is dying. And then just very lightly, very quickly, stick it down. And I might even do a little flower from my little container of Neil. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll understand what my Happy Neil is. This is Happy Neil. I'm going to put a little rose there as well, I think. Don't worry about the strings that you get from hot glue. You could use any glue for this. I'm just using hot glue because it's quick. Pretty much, that's why. And then I'm just going to take these strings off. And we're done. Whoops. Focus. There you go. How freaking adorable is that? Now, you could use this principle. This is how you make a shaker pocket. So it's the same kind of thing in your page protector. If you just wanted to make a shaker pocket, let's zoom you out a bit. There we go. If you just wanted to make a shaker pocket in with your project life, all you would do would be fill up one of your pockets with whatever you wanted and then just run one zip of the fuse tool along there. You could also put some paper in there. I've seen a lot of people, the trendy thing is to do like a diagonal line, but just be careful. Once you've sealed it, make sure you know what's going to go on the back. If you're putting in paper, you have to put the paper on both sides before you seal it. This is also really useful for those pages where I know we all have them where the top pocket in your project life, sometimes the cards like to fall out. I'm going to go back and seal some of my repeat offenders. But yeah, I just think the fuse tool, I think if I had to give it a rating out of 5, I'd probably give it a 3. I think that they needed to come up with some sort of like kick stand so that you could just like kick it out and plonk it on. I also think that sometimes the heating isn't reliable, so it does take a long time to heat up. But other than that, it does what it's intended for. I have had a few disasters where sequins have come apart, so just be careful. Do a few practices before you give one to someone. That's my advice. But yeah, I think it would really help to have a kick-out stand rather than this thing, which doesn't, like, oh, I guess it goes like that, doesn't it? Just worked out how to use the stand, guys. So that's nice. But it would be better to have a kick-out one, so you could just, like, put it like that. Yes, like a bike. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and let me just pop this out on its stand now that I know how to use it. Oh, I'm a little bit like that, aren't I? So I'll show you what we made. Let me know in the comments below what you like to do with your fuse tool. And like I said, this is not endorsed by the fuse tool or anything. I just thought sometimes we have those tools in our stash that we buy because we have FOMO, we have fear of missing out, and then we just never get to using them. So I thought I'd dig out some of those things. Let me know in the comments below anything else that you'd like me to do an up close and personal with. It could be a tool, it could be a collection, it could be a type of product like, pocket cards or roller stamps or whatever. Anything you like and I will do it for you. Alright, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for next week where I'm going to use the fuse tool to manipulate some page protectors, I think. Thanks for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked this up close and personal. Bye!